go.
How are we doing, guys? It's Alex here from USA. Instead of my normal weekly roundup, I'm actually here at the Entrepreneur Summit down in London with Roger Hamilton. And rather than give you my normal weekly update, I thought I'd make something a little bit more special. So I've got a really good friend here who's also been mentored by Roger Hamilton. And I just wanted to introduce you. We'll have a little bit of an interview. It's a little bit off-piece, so we don't know what to expect. But I'd like to introduce Hina Thacker. Hina, how are you doing?
Hello.
Hang on. There we go.
Hello. I'm doing really well. It's so nice to see you again, Alex.
Good to see you again.
And you sprung this on me, perhaps.
I know. So we're going to go off-piece and we're going to ask a few questions. I guess it's mainly for the people who are watching. Obviously, in my weekly roundups, I talk a little bit about business, entrepreneurs, how to start up. Some of it's a bit property related, but it's also good to hear from other people outside the property sector and the experience that you've done. So maybe you can tell the folk a little bit more about being company, what you do as a wealth creation mentor, explain a little bit more about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So my big purpose and mission in life is to end loneliness. That's what I would love to do.
Fantastic.
And I'm also an optometrist. So over the years, my patients have shared their stories with me and told me that one of the biggest challenges they face is actually feeling incredibly lonely as they get older.
Yeah.
And then in my business world, I realized that entrepreneurs who have businesses but then are actually not making money for themselves, creating their own wealth pot, that's also a very lonely place to be in. And being mentored by Roger said, well, Hina, they're not two separate things. Your thing is loneliness, and that's what you want to help people. And so being company is shared housing for older people, or any people actually who are lonely and who just want. So it's about sharing. We can all find people that we can go and do stuff with, go to the cinema with, or go out for dinner with. But it's about actually having somebody that you can sit on the sofa and do nothing with.
So how do you, obviously there's this whole social entrepreneur movement that's going on right now. How do you see, if someone sat there watching us right now and thinking, like, I want to be I want to make something really good, profitable for myself, but I also want to help people, how would you tell them to kind of get into that? What would be a couple of tips that you would give them?
So the biggest thing for me is I want to do good in the world, but I want to do it from a place where I feel good. Yeah. So
to start with you, so inward out almost.
Absolutely, because I think you can't offer anybody a drink from an empty cup and all of those things. So absolutely, find out what really floats your boat. And then work out how. So we are learning about, B1G1 here.
Can you maybe tell people what the B1G1 is all about?
Yeah, so B1G1 is buy one, give one. So it's if you buy, let's say, a product from me. The example, which is a great example, is say you want to go and buy a flat screen TV, as Paul told us, right? And that is all to do with vision and great vision on your television screen. But what if by you buying that TV, you could give somebody else the gift of sight?
It's a fantastic thought process, isn't it?
I
mean, this is something that, today that we at USA don't actually do, but I'm now thinking that's something fantastic you can give. So by making money and helping people in general, you can take a little bit of your profit and give that to somebody else who, it doesn't have to be, like you said, it doesn't have to be exactly like for like. It could be that, if you sell a coffee, instead you might give somebody a bit of clean water or a small bottle of water, and it's a really fantastic concept that entrepreneurs and other businesses can get on board, for sure.
Yeah, and the thing with making money, in some of my work, people think, they associate money with greed, or they associate money with showing off, or anything like that. And I don't think money. I think money is neutral. It's not good or bad. It just is, and it's us. So money really just magnifies who you really are. So for me, the more money I make, and I feel like universe just shower me with it,
Yeah, I'm the same. Please give me more money.
Give me more, because I know what I want to do with it. I know what impact I want to have in the world.
And that attracts people, the right people, the connections as well.
And that's I truly believe that. I believe that that's what helps makes my business be successful.
Yeah, I'm a big believer of you need to have your own. Roger Hamilton talked today about opportunities, and that some people think, oh, I've got the opportunity to do it, but they don't actually get on board and start it. You should have it as an obligation. So to make money should be, and to do well and succeed should be an obligation, as in you are entitled to do that. And that's not being proud or over the top. It's just saying, okay, I've got these skills, and people need to have these skills and to benefit from. So I think it's a really good concept.
Yeah, and your obligation to follow your purpose, it's like, if you think about it, and he spoke to us about it, what is the cost of you not doing what you're meant to do?
Yes.
What is the cost to you? And there's so many people doing jobs that make them unhappy, that they don't look forward to, and so what is the cost of you not following your purpose?
Really massive. Okay, so this is a 3-day event that we're at now with Roger Hamilton. It's called the Entrepreneurs Summit. It's very good, if you get the opportunity, try and do one yourself. What would be the key learning that you would take away from today's session? And I'll give you one from mine, but I want you to go first.
Okay.
So I can maybe steal yours if it's better.
So for me, what he talked about is whatever it is that you're doing, and for me it applies to business, you know that you've got value in your product when there's traction. So do you remember him saying that? There could be loads and loads of, you could have this amazing product, but it's actually really more for you. Like, sometimes people wonder, I've got this amazing thing and it's magnificent, and why does nobody buy it? That's because you're making it all about you. You've got value in your product when there's traction and people start buying, and that's really what whatever it is that I want to sell in business or do, it's got to have mass appeal.
Yeah. So you have to have that customer focus. You need to think about the customer first.
Yes.
And then work from that.
Yeah.
From that point
so
onwards.
that was my big giveaway. What was yours?
So is this about this concept called Ikagi, or I'm not sure how to pronounce it. It's Japanese, and it's all about Ikigai. Anyway, Ikagi we'll call it, and it's all about this the thought process of how to centralize and come to a centralized conclusion and self-belief, and it, not just on your person but also applied to your business. And it looks at 4 different areas, at 4 different circles, and you've got your passion, so what is it you love, you've got your profession, what are you good at, what is your vocation, which is how are you monetizing that, and then the mission, which is does the world actually need this? And this whole Ikagi is, if you get those 4 things aligned and overlapped, once you get all of those working in harmony, then you're centralised as a person and as a business, and you're working in your maximum flow, essentially.
Yeah.
So that was a really good concept to think of.
Brilliant concept.
Yeah, so really good.
Yeah.
So anyway, I think we've kept everyone long enough.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Oliver and Paul. Thanks for sticking in there. Would you have any other tips or anything to say to the guys on here in business in general, or if people are thinking, how do I start my own business, or I'm at a blocking point, how can I get forward? What would you recommend?
I would say there is immense power in surrounding yourself with people who are maybe a couple of steps ahead of you, or who will push you. So for me, just like even meeting you, I met you a few months ago, right? And it's just about, oh, he's doing this, let me see what he's doing, how can, and collaborate with them, collaboration is the key. It's chances are, if you have this amazing idea, somebody else has it too, and if you can't think of a way to kind of do it by yourself to get your idea going, then as Roger calls it, parachute in. He also talks about the Beatles strategy. Do you remember that?
Yeah, definitely.
The fact that the Fab Four, when Fab Five, were they 5 or 4? 5, when they got together, they started off by doing cover songs. Then they started off by being the support act for other well-known groups, and while they were doing that, they were writing their material for their first album, and therefore when the album was ready to be released, they had an audience that they could
already market to.
Exactly.
And had that credibility as well.
Yeah. So add value to somebody who's already doing whatever it is that you want to do.
Yeah, really good. That's a really good point. I think if that, to be honest, I couldn't have summed it up any better. So thank you very much, Ina. I'm going to have to go because if you can see, the camera's shaking all over. My arm's about to fall off.
And he needs a drink.
And I do need a drink. So guys, thank you very much for tuning in. Hopefully this has been of a help. You know, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Obviously, what I'll do, I'm going to put all of the details into this session, so you can we can look her up. So, thank you very much.
Help you steady the camera.
I know, thank you. So help me steady the camera. Thanks you very much, guys.
Bye-bye.
Hope you have a wicked weekend. Take care.
Bye.
Cheers, Hina. Thank you.